Wouldn't it be fun to know if December 25th was actually Jesus' birthday, considering how much time we spend planning and celebrating it? The early church in the 2nd and 3rd centuries were already starting to consider December 25th as the birth of Jesus. And this was before the Roman Empire accepted Christianity as the official religion and started replacing their own pagan festivals with the birth of Jesus as the reason for celebrating around the winter solstice. But before I get to this evidence that early Christians were celebrating December 25th as Jesus' birth date, let's talk about some of the other theories we often hear about.
When the early Christians became more curious about the circumstances of Jesus' birth, they began to speculate about the date it occurred. In Egypt, a bishop named Clement determined that Jesus was born on November 18th. Elsewhere in North Africa, an anonymous scholar of the same era declared it to be March 28th. Why they chose these dates is unknown.
Now, I know most people are aware that there is a theory out there about why we celebrate December 25th, and it's a pretty strong theory.
By the 4th century, Christians were no closer to finding the truth. But they decided which day seemed most appropriate, at least symbolically. December 25th had long been celebrated as the pagan holiday honoring the sun god Mithras. It was part of a 2-week festival of the winter solstice when the days began to lengthen.
And so the church then wanted to offer a Christian alternative to the pagan festivities as the new faith spread around the empire. So they reinterpreted many of the symbols and actions in ways acceptable to Christian faith and practice. And that is where December 25th came from.
Beyond the practical motivation was the symbolic.
I suppose we could say that Jesus was the light of the world, and this is a wonderful time to have the celebration when there is darkness and then there is light, this light suddenly appearing.
In the year 349, Pope Julius formally designated December 25th as Christmas. Believers now had an official date on which to celebrate.
But, wouldn't it be fun if we actually could say that this day we're all celebrating and gearing up for Jesus' birthday could actually be his birthday? I think it would make the day a little more enjoyable. So, what are the other reasons that December 25th could actually be his birthday? Well, here are some other reasons I'd like you to consider. Number 1, December 25th is 9 months after March 25th. Why is that important? Well, historian Sextus Julius Africanus and the early church father Tertullian calculated March 25th to be the date of the Passover on which Jesus was conceived. There's a theory that Jesus was actually conceived on the Passover and that would have been on March 25th. Well, this reckoning was based on the tradition that Jesus was conceived and died on the same calendar day. So if Jesus died on the Passover and was also conceived on the Passover, and that date was figured to be March 25th, then if he was conceived on that day, then he would have been born on December 25th, 9 months later. There was another tradition that March 25th was the anniversary of the creation of the world, and that therefore Jesus was conceived on March 25th. So you see there's a lot of significance to March 25th in the early church. Well, again, if he was conceived on March 25th, 9 months later, he would have been born in December 25th. So, given those two items, and again, we don't know how accurate they are. However, what it does point out is the early church in the 2nd and 3rd centuries were already starting to consider December 25th as the birth of Jesus. And this was before the Roman Empire accepted Christianity as the official religion and started replacing their own pagan festivals with the birth of Jesus as the reason for celebrating around the winter solstice. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other thoughts on this, please post them below with some comments, and I'd like to interact with you on those. And most of all, have a Merry Christmas and a blessed celebration.